Alright, so our last video in chapter 13 about the endocrine system, the pineal, and again the book will say pineal gland, I do believe, the thymus, and a couple of other minor glands. Pineal gland, thymus gland, formally part of the endocrine system because their primary role is to produce and secrete hormones. The ovaries and testes are often considered part of the endocrine system too, but they do have other functions like producing eggs and sperm. Then their primary functions are with other systems, but the heart, the kidneys, the digestive tract, and even adipose tissue all secrete hormones. So while they are not mainly endocrine glands, all of these other things do have some limited endocrine function. So we'll look at that here quickly. The pineal gland, a small oval structure deep between the cerebral hemispheres of the brain, attached to the upper part of the thalamus near the roof of the third ventricle, consists of specialized pineal cells and supportive neuroglia. And again, I was taught to say pineal because it resembles a pine cone. A lot of people say pineal. The pineal gland secretes melatonin, which makes you feel mellow. It is made from serotonin. Varying patterns of light and dark outside the body control the activity. In the presence of light, more action potentials from the retina travel to the hypothalamus, and that will suppress melatonin secretion. In the absence of light, impulses decrease, so secretion of melatonin increases. So, if you are in the dark a lot, you produce more melatonin, and that can make you feel mellow or sad. In fact, there is a psychological condition referred to as SAD, seasonal affective disorder, where people who live in climates where the sun doesn't shine much in the winter, they will produce excess melatonin, and it will make them depressed. The solution is light therapy. You sit in front of bright lights for a period of time every day to decrease your melatonin production. Melatonin helps to regulate circadian rhythms. The word circadian means around about a day, so about a 24-hour period. These are patterns of repeated activity associated with cycles of night and day. All right, the thymus, or usually don't hear it referred to as thymus gland, but just simply as thymus. It is in the mediastinum, or as some people say, mediastinum. If you get the book to tell you how to pronounce it, it'll say mediastinum. It's behind the sternum, between the lungs. It's larger in young children and shrinks with age. It secretes groups of hormones called thymosins that affect production and differentiation of certain white blood cells called T lymphocytes, the T referring to the thymus. In other words, it helps you build your immune system. And the reason that it shrinks with age is that as you age, you get exposed to more and more different, I'll use the simple term, germs. And as you get older, you get to where you're not meeting, so to speak, new germs. Your thymus doesn't have anything to do. And when a body part isn't used, it tends to shrink. It tends to atrophy. And so that's what happens to the thymus. It's large in children who are constantly catching new bugs, new germs, and their immune system is having to learn how to adapt to those. And these hormones called thymosins play a role in that. We'll see more about T lymphocytes in the next chapter, which is about blood. Now, some of the other glands that are mentioned, the testes, the ovaries. If you're pregnant, the placenta will produce hormones. So we'll talk more about those in chapters 22 and 23. Let's see here. Digestive glands that secrete hormones generally are the lining of the stomach and the small intestine, and they help to regulate smooth muscle movement and secretions to aid in digestion. The small intestine alone produces dozens of hormones like secretin and cholecystokinin, And we will talk about those when we get to chapter 17 about the digestive system. So we have not, up to this point, covered all of the hormones. We have covered the hormones pretty much that are associated with the major endocrine glands, but we will see more hormones as we work our way through the semester. Fat cells and adipose tissues secrete a variety of hormones. Leptin targets the brain in long-term regulation of food intake and energy balance. Other organs produce hormones like the heart secretes natriuretic peptides that stimulate urinary sodium excretion. You've got the kidneys secreting erythropoietin that will stimulate red blood cell production. We'll see that in the next chapter, and we'll talk about it again when we get to the chapter on the kidneys. So that is it for chapter 13, and hope you enjoyed it. I'll be sure to give me feedback about these videos. Let me know how the sound is, if I'm going too slow, too fast, whether or not you think these are any help or not. Help me do a better job with these. Give me your feedback. All right, thanks, y'all.